All right, we've been talking about the new Department of Government Efficiency and President Trump's efforts to get the massive growth in government spending under control. Today's hearing on Capitol Hill scrutinized the waste and abuse of taxpayer dollars. Ended up becoming a referendum on Elon Musk, the African-American, by the way, who Democrats attacked as an unelected bureaucrat. They talk about a constitutional crisis, but the federal bureaucracy actually falls squarely within the duties of the executive branch. Democrats also accused Elon Musk and President Trump of acting secretly and unlawfully in pausing federal spending. Here's what White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt had to say about that.
President Trump and Elon Musk have been incredibly transparent on what DOGE is doing. There is an X account with the DOGE handle. They are tweeting out what they are doing on a daily basis. They have a website where they are posting the receipts of the contracts that they are reviewing and the payments that they have stopped from going out the door. The secretaries of our departments have stopped from going out the door.
Well, joining me now is Michael Duke. He's a student at Fordham University, campus reform correspondent, and Hannah Faulkner, a 17-year-old author of the book Last Chance to Save Our Republic and the host of the Hannah Faulkner Show. Welcome to you both. Hannah, I'm just curious, how important is that part of what President Trump is doing to your generation, getting control of the spending?
Yeah, well, you know what? You look at USAID. I mean, this is going down, quite frankly, as the largest money laundering operation against the American taxpayer, hardworking dollars. It is insanity to see what the USAID money has been going to. $2 million for sex changes in Guatemala. We just saw last week DOGE and Elon Musk exposing the fact that $59 million from FEMA went to New York City to house illegal aliens in these luxury houses, millions to Iraq to fund a Sesame Street LGBTQ run in Iraq. Our taxpaying, hardworking American taxpayer dollars going to that. It is disgraceful. And I will tell you this right now, Elon Musk is doing exactly what he is supposed to be doing. He is auditing. He is going through all of these agencies, these organizations, exposing this fraud and corruption against the American people. Donald Trump and the entire Trump administration, they are doing exactly what the American people elected them to do. And we are, just like Karoline Leavitt said today, this is the most transparent administration that we have seen in American history. And I'll tell you this right now, this is looking beautiful for Gen Z and for my generation.
You know, Michael, I'm curious, the left, I'm not sure they know how to respond to all of this. Right now, it's fairly sophomoric. They're attacking Elon and the DOGE guys, which are pretty much all under the age of 25, I believe, by criticizing their nicknames, Big Balls, Hairy Balls. What do you make of that?
Well, I think that it just shows how out of touch the Democrats are. DOGE has been doing a lot of good for our nation, and particularly Gen Z students just like myself. The Department of Government Efficiency recently cut $1 billion in DEI spending, and that's something that students gave President Trump a mandate to do. But then when you look at what the Leadership Institute's campus reform has reported, when you look at the actual stats of what that $1 billion actually accounts for, you see outrageous things, outrageous taxpayer money, what it was being spent on. As an example, $45 million was going to DEI scholarships in Burma, and $101 million is going to DEI contracts through the Department of Education. Young people are saying enough, and it's the reason why they gave Donald Trump a mandate. And simply, I think that young people are energized to see what next will come.
Yeah, Hannah, we're getting some breaking news, and I'll let both of you guys weigh in on this. A U.S. federal judge now deciding that President Trump can, in fact, offer government workers a buyout. You know, Hannah, this was a fascinating part of the story. Many people were not aware that most government workers were still working from home. They actually didn't have to get in their car and drive to the office. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, it is insane. We have, I think, over 7,000 federal buildings that were unoccupied during the previous administration. John Adams said there are two ways to conquer and enslave a nation. One is by the sword, and the other is by debt. We are nearly $37 trillion in debt. I don't think it's any coincidence. The reaction that we are seeing from the Democrats, it's either showing that they have no conscience and they're very ignorant to basic economics, or they are America last. And I will tell you that I believe that they are America last, and they have a part in this. They realize that they have a hand in this corruption, and that is why they're up in arms. They're screaming all over Twitter and all over the fake news media, saying that this is an injustice against the American people. What is an injustice about auditing where our taxpayer dollars are going to things like sex changes in Guatemala? What is that for the American people? What does that have in for the American people? But I don't think it's any coincidence the things that we're seeing, especially since we've for the last 4 years we've had an administration that was America last. But I'm excited to see Elon Musk, President Trump, and Caroline Leavitt give it to the media and let them know how it is and what it's going to be like for the future.
You know, Michael, what does it say about the youthfulness of the Trump administration? The fact that you've got some teenage guys that are actually the ones deciding, okay, we've got to whack a couple of trillion here, a couple of trillion there.
Yeah, well, I think it just shows how in touch President Trump is with the younger generation, specifically Gen Z students like myself. He's showing us that he trusts us, but also that he's keeping to his campaign's promises and all the promises that he made to students, whether that be cutting out DEI and promoting meritocracy on campuses. This isn't something that we're only seeing at the federal level. We're also seeing it trickle down to the states as well. At the Leadership Institute's campus reform, we've reported that states like Indiana and Mississippi are outright cutting DEI in the classrooms and promoting meritocracy. The nation simply just seems to be on the right track, and it's something that students have been seeing and wanting for years now, especially since leftist indoctrination has creeped into the classroom to the point where DEI is present in many of my business classes in their syllabi.
All right, guys, we're going to have to leave it there. Folks, go to Campus Reform, read Michael's stories, and go get a copy of Hannah's great new book. Hannah Faulkner, Michael Duke, thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
God bless.